We're kicking things off today with big news surrounding Jacob Fatu, who's not just making waves inside the ring, but is now on WWE's radar for a serious promotional push outside of it. According to WrestleVotes Radio via WrestleBinge, WWE is preparing a major marketing rollout for Fatu that signals just how high they are on the Samoan powerhouse. The report states that the company is developing exclusive city-themed merchandise tailored specifically for Fatu, an honor typically reserved for only top-tier talent. Now that Fatu has turned babyface, WWE is looking to expand his presence far beyond weekly programming. The plan reportedly includes more public-facing appearances, fan events, and crossover opportunities that will help boost his profile with mainstream audiences. This kind of focus suggests WWE see Fatu as more than just a dominant in-ring performer. They're grooming him to be a franchise-level name with long-term drawing power. There's been no official statement from WWE yet, but the writing is on the wall. Jacob Fatu is in line for a major spotlight, and the company is ready to invest heavily in his brand. Do you think this marketing push could make Fatu WWE's next breakout megastar, or is the company getting ahead of itself? Drop your thoughts and feedback in the comments below. The wise man Paul Heyman has finally addressed the chaos surrounding Seth Rollins' knee injury during his match against LA Knight at Saturday night's main event. After Rollins landed awkwardly off a springboard move, he immediately clutched his leg and rolled to the corner in visible pain. Referee Jessica Carr, ringside Dr. Chris Amon, and Heyman quickly rushed in to check on him, causing the match to come to a sudden halt. Moments later, Rollins got back to his feet, only to be blindsided by LA Knight's BFT finisher for a shocking loss. At first, reports suggested the finish had been changed mid-match due to a legitimate injury, but as speculation grew, many began wondering if the moment was staged to give Rollins time off for a nagging issue. Now, Paul Heyman has added fuel to the fire with a cryptic response during an interview with CBS Sports. Seth Rollins being injured is a fact of life. It's an inherent danger in this industry. Heyman didn't confirm the extent of Seth's injury, but he made it clear that WWE knows exactly how to manipulate the media. He said, "The media will exploit their access to us by having more in-depth reporting behind the scenes. We're going to exploit that access to the media by devising storylines that are enticing to the readers, viewers, or the people who consume that content. It now becomes another platform for us to use. It's just the evolution of the relationship. The reporter gets closer to the product, and the product gets closer to the reporters." Heyman also used the opportunity to shine the spotlight on two rising stars he's been closely tied to, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. This allows even more spotlight to be put on Braun Breaker, who is going to main event multiple WrestleManias in the future. I was predicting that even before Braun Breaker was with me on television. And when it comes to Bronson Reed, Heyman believes his time is finally here. Bronson Reed is the most underappreciated and underutilized monster that we've had for years. Finally, he gets the spotlight to have the right opponents to smash. He gets the right opponents to tsunami. Before, it was an effort to get Bronson Reed into a main event. Now, the main eventers line up for him. Whether Rollins is truly hurt or playing a long game, Heyman is already moving the narrative forward, planting seeds for the next wave of dominance. Is this classic WWE misdirection, or is Seth Rollins genuinely sidelined? Let us know your take in the comments below. Enjoying the video? A quick like goes a long way in helping us grow and deliver more wrestling news you care about. Now, Dark State's path of destruction continued this week on TNA, with the faction returning the favor for how TNA stars invaded NXT earlier this week by ambushing the system following their entrance. The NXT faction wasted no time making their presence known, with JDC, Brian Myers, and Eddie Edwards having no time to relax after their entrance, as they were jumped immediately in what was an intense segment. Meanwhile, Dark State's decision to take the fight to the TNA roster continues to blur the lines between the two, with neither company having addressed the actions of Dark State yet, despite the regular carnage they're causing. However, it feels like a war between TNA and NXT is brewing, and Dark State are determined to find themselves in the center of it. Fans won't have to wait long for Dark State's next appearance though, as Cutler James, Dion Lennox, Osiris Griffin, and Saquon Sugars will compete as a team against TNA's System, JDC, Brian Myers, and Eddie Edwards at Slammiversary. However, the System won't be outnumbered, as for one night only, they will be joined by former WWE superstar Matt Cardona. Is this NXT versus TNA feud the best thing going on in wrestling right now? Please share your thoughts and feedback in the comments section below. Speaking of Slammiversary, the show might end up featuring the return of a TNA legend due to the ongoing partnership with WWE, as TNA President Carlos Silva teased things by simply posting the word phenomenal. It's an obvious nod toward AJ Styles, who has a significant history with TNA, and seeing him return could be a monumental moment. CM Punk and Triple H may have once been bitter rivals behind the curtain, but that chapter is now closed and replaced with a far more constructive one. In a new interview with TV Insider, Punk revealed how their relationship has evolved over the years, shifting from personal tension to professional understanding. Reflecting on their early days, Punk admitted their past dynamic was far from harmonious, mainly because they were both trying to carve out space as top-tier talents. But with time and perspective, both men have evolved and now share a common goal in helping shape WWE's future. Between me and Triple H, there is so much more of an understanding. I've advanced in my life to a point where I have the perspective I didn't have before. For him, likewise, he's advanced in life to where he has experiences and knowledge he didn't have before. Me and him, I think we were both on the main roster and we were talented guys. It was more adversarial because we were competition. Now we're not and are on the same page and want to help the next generation and kind of guide them the right way with their creativity showing through, but also producing them. It's more like, maybe do it this way and see what happens. Despite the harmony between them, Punk isn't looking to slide into a corporate role anytime soon. He was clear that taking on a backstage title while actively wrestling isn't in the cards. For now, Punk's focus remains on the ring and on elevating the talent around him. He's not in WWE for a victory lap or a nostalgia run, he's here to make an impact, not sit behind a desk. But when that day eventually comes, it's clear that the door is wide open with Triple H. Do you think CM Punk should eventually move into a creative role once he retires from in-ring action? Let us know what you think in the comments section. Marina Shafir's match at ROH against Athena was already a big moment, but what she had to fight through just to get there was even more intense. Hours before stepping into the ring, Shafir says she was physically attacked by a former male co-worker at the gym, an incident that left her bruised, bleeding, and rattled. Appearing on Rule Breakers with Saraya, Shafir said it started with a weird interaction on the treadmill. A man she recognized from her MMA gym in Tampa tried to mimic her workout, slipped, and fell. When she checked on him, things seemed calm, but minutes later, as she was drinking water and stretching, he suddenly shoved her hard from behind, causing her to hit a wall and cut her gums. The man then tried to provoke a fight. Shafir's MMA instincts kicked in, she stood her ground and physically overpowered him, warning him never to touch her again. Two AEW colleagues witnessed the entire confrontation but were too shocked to react. Despite the stress and physical toll, she still made it to her match that night. She later reflected on the situation, pointing out how professionalism is often mistaken for weakness. Her husband, AEW star Roderick Strong, was furious when she told him what happened. Even Ricky Starks, who walked into the gym moments later, joked about the incident after seeing the aftermath. But Shafir wasn't done sharing hard truths. In the same interview, she opened up about a missed opportunity many AEW talents let slip. Recalling a backstage meeting, Shafir said top names like Jon Moxley, Chris Jericho, the Young Bucks, Bryan Danielson, and Kenny Omega offered to help anyone who needed indie bookings or extra reps to stay sharp between shows. AEW management wanted to shift the focus away from backstage leaks and onto professional growth, but when the meeting ended, nobody took them up on the offer. Once the meeting was over, everybody got up and everybody left, and they just all stood there with their in their hands. They were just like, oh, okay, whatever. Unlike the rest, Marina stayed behind. She approached Moxley directly and asked for help. I just went right up to Mox and I go, I need help. I know I have something that's different, but I know the nature of this beast will dilute it. I'm willing and ready to learn. Moxley followed through. He reviewed her matches and decided to work with her. That hands-on mentorship helped revive her presence on AEW TV. Shafir's story shows just how much initiative and awareness matter in the wrestling business. While others stayed silent, she took action, and that may be the reason she's getting another shot while others aren't. Do you think more wrestlers should speak up when help is offered, or is silence just part of the business? Let us know in the comments. Elsewhere, there are few wrestlers who can make an impact quite like Omos, with his size and presence being something that cannot be taught. Yet the 7'3" Nigerian giant hasn't been seen on WWE television in months. Omos recently confirmed that he has signed a new deal with WWE to extend his stay with the company, and behind the scenes, there have been rumblings about what WWE intends to do with him. Even though he's signed an extension with WWE, that doesn't necessarily mean the company intends to use him on their television product, as a report from WrestleVotes Radio on WrestleBinge revealed WWE is seriously considering sending him to AAA. The company is looking to continue expanding its new alliance in Mexico, and the company believes Omos could make an impact there in a similar way to what he did during his short run with Noah. Omos has a lot to offer the wrestling industry, whether it's on WWE television or elsewhere, but after signing a new contract, the pressure is on Triple H to use him properly. Fans were treated to Goldberg's retirement match at the last event WWE ran against AEW, as he was defeated by Gunther in the main event of Saturday night's main event. The Hall of Famer has since had people talking by admitting that the entire situation didn't go the way he wanted, but what fans aren't aware of is the fact that his final match almost took place in AEW instead. Sean Ross Sapp revealed that AEW offered him a full retirement run months ago, but WWE ended up locking him in instead, making a point to then push his match against AEW. Goldberg had previously revealed that he had conversations with Tony Khan, who is known for being a huge wrestling historian, but he reportedly claimed AEW was too cheesy for his personal taste. Even though Goldberg is technically retired after his loss to Gunther, AEW commentator Jim Ross admitted that he doesn't think his career is over during the latest Grilling JR. The veteran broadcaster claimed he thinks we'll see Goldberg again, even though he doesn't know exactly how he'll be presented. JR is adamant that Goldberg can still draw if he's presented in the right manner due to him being a unique talent. It would be interesting to see Goldberg step back into the ring after being displeased with the way WWE handled his retirement, as it would likely have to take place outside of the company. Therefore, the question isn't who's next, but where's next? AEW was recently boosted by the return of Adam Copeland, and the company has wasted no time in teasing the possibility of one of the biggest tag team matches in the history of the company on AEW Dynamite this week. Copeland was informed by Stokely Hathaway that he was legally banned from touching FTR after 3 people anonymously complained to Tony Khan about the way he used his weapon, Spike. Given that he recently returned to save his old tag team partner Christian, it appears that a major tag team match is being teased for Forbidden Door, which just so happens to be in Toronto, Canada. Booking Edge and Christian's return as a team against FTR for Forbidden Door makes a lot of sense and would be a major encounter for fans to enjoy on the show. Speaking of Hathaway's confrontation with Copeland, he brought some security with him in that moment to provide backup, and fans who paid close attention might have recognized one of them. Independent wrestler Kevin Koo took on one of those roles and took to Twitter to address the role by jokingly saying, "Hey, sorry guys, I think I may be really bad at security." He ended up being punched out during that segment as Hathaway was dropped by a spear to end the segment. AEW's All In Texas might have seen Copeland return, but it appears the company is now going to lose Mina Shirakawa, although it's unclear whether or not the situation is a legitimate injury or part of a storyline. On Dynamite this week, Tony Schiavone revealed that she suffered a broken hand during the women's gauntlet match, which took place after Athena nailed her with the O-face to get the pinfall victory. Athena did mention Mina's situation later in the show, which seemed to hint at this possibly being a storyline, although it could have just been some classic trash talking to get more heat in the moment. All will be revealed in the coming weeks though, with fans now waiting patiently to see whether Mina makes a quick return or spends a period on the shelf, which would be unfortunate given the momentum behind her. In major AEW news, the company has signed a brand new talent as it's been revealed that Hechicero is working for the company after signing a dual deal that will allow him to continue working with Mexico's CMLL at the same time. The news initially broke from Reddit user Odd Examination 2743, which has been verified by various others, including LuchaBlog, who revealed his unique contract, which is similar to that of Konosuke Takeshita's with AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling. Many professional wrestlers are looking to break into Hollywood, but few are handpicked to do so by the legendary Steven Spielberg, yet that's precisely what happened to Brian Cage. The AEW star might be out of action right now following a double knee surgery, but it isn't all bad news as he landed a role in an upcoming movie made by the director behind films like Jurassic Park and Jaws. Cage revealed to the Magic of Wrestling that Chavo Guerrero had initially contacted him about being in a wrestling-themed television show, but that ended up falling through, only for Chavo to give his contact information for a movie role. That led to Cage being called, where he was told the director absolutely loves him and thinks he's perfect. Little did Cage know that Spielberg was the mystery man behind it. He also ended up getting Lance Archer a job on the movie after suggesting him to Spielberg. Fortunately for Cage, he was able to film this role before getting hurt, and that movie is currently slated for a June 2026 release. In an interesting move, WWE is continuing to distance itself from the NXT name after a major announcement that will see more counter-programming against AEW, this time for the Forbidden Door event. WWE Heatwave was announced to be competing against the AEW and NJPW co-branded event, and Dave Meltzer highlighted that the marketing completely omits any reference to the NXT brand during the latest episode of Wrestling Observer Radio. The show will take place on Sunday, August 24th at the Lowell Memorial Auditorium, a fairly small venue for a WWE PLE, and despite this, ticket sales have been slow at this point. This is the second time WWE has removed the NXT name, following a similar decision made for the Great American Bash earlier this year, despite that event being a full-on NXT show. Meltzer believes it's a strategic rebranding on WWE's behalf for these NXT events, which are competing against AEW. They're not branding NXT. This is now the second time that there's an NXT show that they're just calling WWE whatever. It was WWE Great American Bash, WWE, WWE, WWE for a total NXT show, and now this is Forbidden Door against WWE Heatwave, which is an NXT show. The rebranding is being done to gain as much attention as possible for the events without promoting NXT as part of it, yet Meltzer highlighted that it isn't helping ticket sales. They were in a small building, and up until the last couple of days, they weren't even sold out in that little building. It seems like WWE is making this decision to hide the fact that NXT still has some perception issues with the broader public, with WWE growing NXT's image at the moment while also trying to stop comparisons to AEW's main roster events. What do you think about WWE downplaying the NXT brand in its own promotional materials? Do you think it helps or hurts the show's credibility? Please share your thoughts and feedback in the comments section below. TNA's partnership with WWE is certainly making an impact in terms of drawing attention to what the company is doing, and that is being reflected in the fact that they're inching closer to inking a new television deal. Anthem Sports Group president Carlos Silva recently spoke with WrestleZone to confirm that they would like to make Impact live 52 weeks a year, while revealing that the buzz around the company has gained fresh interest from various networks. It's a positive step forward for the company, and Silva revealed that several phone calls have already taken place, and he believes that those deals will be accelerated coming out of Slammiversary, which is set to be the biggest night of the year for TNA. Meanwhile, WWE is gearing up for a mega 2-night Summerslam event, and the company has already added some huge star power from outside the company in the form of Jelly Roll. However, they've been very quiet regarding another musician who was expected to appear. Cardi B had been announced as the host of the show several months ago, yet as the event has drawn nearer, there has been no promotion about the rapper at all, which has led to speculation that she may not appear. Despite WWE's lack of promotion, Fightful Select is reporting that Cardi B is still slated to make an appearance at SummerSlam, though it's unclear how WWE intends to use her. WWE fans always enjoy seeing a legend receive an official retirement match, as it allows them a chance to wrap up their careers in style while giving the WWE Universe the chance to pay their respects. One man who never got that opportunity is Kane. The Big Red Machine is one of WWE's most iconic superstars, and during an appearance on Busted Open Radio, he addressed the possibility of having one final match. Unfortunately for fans of the Hall of Famer, it might be a case of too little too late, as he admitted that he thinks the moment has passed him by in terms of being able to keep up with the speed of today's current talent. Kane was last seen as part of the 2021 Royal Rumble match, where he impressed people with his work, and if he were to don the mask one more time, there's no doubt the WWE Universe would react positively. We're ending today with a potential big surprise, as TNA may be using a lot of WWE superstars now, but it was a former WWE employee who teased getting involved at Slammiversary during the latest episode of TNA Impact. A new vignette for Enzo Amore was shown as part of the episode, where he set his sights on Joe Hendry while teasing the idea of blowing open the Forbidden Door to appear at the upcoming pay-per-view, and he doesn't intend on coming alone. Enzo, who currently works under the name Real One, teased the idea of bringing Zilla Fatu or Bishop Dyer with him, as he name-dropped both men during his segment, which is sure to spark speculation.